Hi everyone, I'm JJ, and welcome back to another episode of Hardware Junkies with LiveX. Today, we're going to be breaking down some of the main differences between B4 and EF lenses. B4 lenses are made for 2/3 inch sensors, which are frequently used for broadcast and events. EF lenses, like many other lens mounts made for Super 35 sensors, are used in corporate video, cinema, and broadcast as well. Choosing one or the other comes down to your preference in look and in the situation. This video can help you decide. So let's get started. Now, there are plenty of B4 and EF lenses on the market, but for today's purposes, we're going to be using 3 lenses that LiveX has here in-house. Representing the EFs, we have both a Canon 18-80 and a Canon 70-200 compact servo lens, each fit with a Super 35 sensor. And as the name suggests, these lenses are equipped for servo control, which is not always the case for EFs, so it's a good thing to check out if that's a feature that you need. Now, on the broadcast lens side, we'll be using a Fujinon XA20 SX 8.5 BRM K3 HD professional lens, but we just call it the Fujinon 20x. This B4 lens is made to mount on camera bodies with a 2/3 inch sensor. Now, to properly illustrate the look that each lens can give, we've set up a tripod and a chip chart in our studio lounge that will not move during the course of this demonstration. Same distance from the camera, same lighting, similar settings, but completely different results. So let's get into it. Now, we start off with our standard medium wide shot. As you can see, we have a chip chart framed center with some fun studio knickknacks scattered in the background. And we use 2 light panel Astras on either side to illuminate the setup. Now, the first thing you might notice is the difference in brightness between the 2 images. The 2/3 inch sensor needs more light than the Super 35s. This is because physically they have a smaller sensor size, which requires a little extra light. So to match it, we had to bump up the camera's gain. Now we're going to compare the zoom ranges of each lens. With B4 lenses, their zoom ranges typically end up being much wider, so you can take these great big wide shots and then get nice and tight for any close-ups that you may need, all with one lens. And again, this is because they cover a smaller sensor area, which gives them more optical flexibility. The EF lenses, on the other hand, can't cover as much ground with their zoom ranges. As you can see here, the tightest that either of the Canon lenses could get just about covers the screen with the whole chip chart. That's using the 70-200. Whereas the Fujinon can get right up into the corner of the chart for maximum clarity on even your furthest subjects. Now, to match the Fujinon's widest wides, you'll need to switch to the Canon 18-80, which can't get you much tighter than our standard medium shot, but when it's punched all the way out, creates a beautiful wide shot, which is perfect for shooting in compact studio spaces or capturing the gravity of large-scale venue halls and other establishing shots. Now, one thing to mention, B4 lenses like our Fujinon 20x are parafocal, which means they stay focused on a person or object throughout the entire zoom range of the lens. But you have to make sure that you go through the process of back-focusing your lens. Otherwise, you'll end up with a shot like this, which doesn't look too great when it's zoomed all the way out. Now let's compare the differences you might see with each lens's depth of field and how bokeh plays into your final image. Now, the same f-stop on different lenses will have different amounts of bokeh in the background at the same practical focal length. Now, as we finish up, I just want to remind you that at the end of the day, either of these options will bring a crisp, broadcast quality look to your production. It really just depends on your needs and the desired look that you may be aiming for. Do you want a shallow depth of field or a deeper one? What's the lighting like in the environment you're working with? Do you need a super long throw for your lens or a shorter one? The answers to these questions will ultimately help you decide which glass you should be working with. And yes, of course, pricing will play into the decision as well, but luckily, each of these lenses exists in a similar price range, listing anywhere from roughly $3,500 to $5,000, depending on its existing usage. If you have any thoughts or questions on the differences between B4 and EF lenses, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to see more hardware junkies and other content by LiveX. Thank you so much, and have a nice day.